The Lex
Yeah.
I can smell all of the smoke, all that love and positivity, that shit's a joke. I should dead them all, my heart ski down slopes. When you did piggyback, everybody wanna see you broke, bro. Me and snakes don't lip lock. I don't think the feet look good on me like flip-flops. I know if I spit it, it belongs in this Ziploc. They know I'ma kill them, all they hearing is tick-tock. Your time is up. Where there's fire, you see the smoke, yeah. I know liars, I seen them fold, yeah. I'm so tired from all these souls, it's done been a good year. My tires don't leave the road, yeah. Are they serious? I seen liars that testified on
And before we get started with the episode today, I just wanted to talk to you real quick about my friend Patrick Spicer over at Hybrid Human Performances. Hybrid Human Performance is a state-of-the-art training facility located in Lincoln, Nebraska, with reputable coaches that can take you to the next level. Each training session is designed to and for the athlete to be successful in their sport. Notable Hybrid Human Performance alumni include cornerback for the Chicago Bears, Lamar Jackson, Seahawks safety, Deontay Williams, Nebraska Cornhuskers quarterback, Casey Thompson, and Lincoln native Noah Walters, quarterback for the North Alabama Lions. If you want to take your game to the next level, contact Patrick with Hybrid Human Performance at 307-321-8365 or shoot him an email at Patrick, Patrick, at hybrid-hp.com. Enjoy the episode. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am Oscar Galindo. I'm here with another episode of The Official Visit. Today, I have with me Bellevue East wide receiver and defensive back, Mark Anderson. Mark, how's it going, man?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. Just hanging in there. So we're gonna start off with just a couple quick questions, just to kind of get you warmed up, get you, a little bit of banter, I guess. Favorite player at your position? So that could be collegiate or NFL.
Yeah, actually, so favorite player at my position is actually going to be Hunter Renfrow.
Hunter Renfrow?
The Las Vegas Raiders.
Oh,
The best route runner I've ever seen.
yeah,
love to watch him. Yeah,
he's nice. He's really nice. Yeah, he's like an automatic, at least 8 points in fantasy football. So he's
absolutely.
Even if he gets like 40 yards, he's getting like 6 receptions out of that or something.
Yep.
So what is your favorite, or what's the best pregame hype song? Or what's the song that gets you hyped up before a game?
I'm not gonna lie. Recently, this dude on my team got me into a lot of his music. I'll just say. So "Took Her to the O" is probably the one my go-to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shamelessly plug that song, but
that's a banger for sure. That gets you. That's some Black Air Force activity right there.
Got me feeling some type of way.
Right. Speaking of Black Air Force, do you prefer Nike or do you prefer Adidas? Or do you have a?
I'm not gonna lie. I actually prefer Under Armour. I wear Under Armour
okay.
and stuff, but no, I don't know. Something about it. I don't know.
And they got some heat. They got some heat. What is your favorite football memory? And that could be, this season or just, dating back to whenever you started playing ball.
Actually, I'd probably have to go. Definitely this season. It was probably our first game of the season. We played Lincoln Northeast, and we were down. Shoot, I can't remember. I think we were like something like 20 points down mid third quarter, and then we scored and I was out for most of the second half. I was cramping up all game, and then I was able to get back in the game, and we ended up coming back, scoring 25 unanswered points, and we won that one 31-21, and that was something else. That was great.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that. That was pretty sick.
Yeah.
Was it Aiden with the nice pick 6 on that one?
Yeah. Hey, And just so everyone knows, Dylan Ginter got the hit that allowed Aiden to get that pick six. I
Yeah.
don't know if I get to say that. So
Yep.
Dylan was one of the main reasons that was able to happen. So just got to make sure I put that out there.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Gotta give credit to the homies, man, for sure.
Yep. So,
And then we can go pre or post game. Do you like post game like meal or like some, after the game you like hitting up McDonald's or whatever it may be?
it's actually kind of one of our traditions. We always go to IHOP post game.
IHOP?
Not always, not always. If it's a pretty bad loss, well, we'll just go ahead and call it a night.
Yeah.
But normally IHOP post game, get some chicken and waffles.
Yeah. Ooh, okay. Nice. And then kind of staying in the area of food, what is the best like low key place to eat, in Bellevue or in Omaha that you've been to that you would recommend?
Okay. Umami is an Asian. It's like an Asian restaurant on 15th Street, or not 15th, Galvin.
Yeah,
That's one of my favorites.
yeah. I've been there, actually. That place is bomb. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
It's
yeah.
good. Oh man, awesome. Yeah, so that was just, kind of a couple quick warm-up questions, get you talking and all that. So, kind of diving into, the season, you mentioned, your favorite football memory was that first game. You guys you started, with that huge comeback win. Um,
Yeah.
and you guys had your highs and lows throughout the season. Do you want to maybe just kind of reflect on the season in general, and kind of give your thoughts about season?
Yeah. So I mean, I think record wise, um, obviously we didn't finish with the winning season. Um, but I think for this for us, this season was a lot more about like proving to ourselves, proving to the school, kind of like proving to the state that, you know, things are changing a little bit. Because I mean, I don't think we've won more than 2 games in like 5 or 6 years. It's been a long time since we've had, I mean, even close to a 500 season. And so, we got our new coach. We had a couple transfers come in, and being able to get put in tough situations like we did against Lincoln Northeast, and then like being able to fight in tough wins like we had a double overtime against Benson, long hard game. Everyone had to fight in that game, and the Bellevue East that has been in the past are teams that would have just, if Bellevue East of the past had gone down by 20 at halftime, it was pretty much just a whatever. We accepted a loss,
Yeah.
and that's what they're used to. But that's not what we're doing anymore. Where we believe that we can go out and compete with any team. Scoreboard might not reflect it all the time, but there's always positives, even in those hard games. And I just think that we really wanted to show people that we had the ability to fight through hard wins, and face adversity and stuff like that. And I think we did a pretty good job of that, and people definitely noticed that things are changing over here. So
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's a great point you made. Past seasons, maybe that first game you go down and maybe just kind of accept it and just try to maybe add on a couple points. But you guys fought. You guys kept fighting, and yeah, the Benson game was wild.
yeah.
How much of that do you think was like? Did you feel kind of like an energy shift or a culture shift? You touched on Coach Thuman a little bit. What did you see when he came in and kind of took over the reins, and what did you see in the locker room?
Yeah, it was when he got hired, and I was one of the main people pushing for him to get hired because he was our assistant last year, our quarterbacks coach, and he's just so fun to be around, and he builds relationships with his players and stuff, and so getting him hired as head coach, it was almost positive from everybody, and like right from the start, like even in just the lifts we would do over the winter and kind of over the summer, it was like so different than what it's been in the past. And he worked super hard to, like I said, build a relationship with all his players, and make sure that we were all doing our best on and off the field, organizing like team building stuff. It was like it kind of turned from just like this team, because I don't know, like it's been a team in the past, and it kind of felt like it changed to a family this year. I know that sounds super corny, but
Yeah.
like it really did. Like we just felt like, I mean, we were just all brothers at the end of the season, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that that makes 100% sense. Like
Yeah.
you could see it just when you guys are just a team, going back to that one game where you guys came back, team would have just been like, all right, well, I'll just try to see if I can get a couple extra yards on my stats for the day and call it a day. But you guys wanted to fight for each other, wanted keep battling.
Yeah.
So, another thing that happened this season was you guys lost quarterback Mikey. Was the second game, third game,
Yeah.
second game of the season.
Yeah.
What did it? What were you guys doing, or what were you guys, especially yourself as a senior, kind of doing to like keep that morale up? Because I feel like that could have been, especially with such a promising season coming off, a big win, or
Mm-hmm.
or looking to have, a great season with him. Instead of deflating, how did you guys keep that morale up, especially with a pretty young squad?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it was definitely tough. Especially, I mean, I love Mikey to death, and having him go out second game of my senior season, it was pretty hard. And so it was for a little bit. It was like just over the weekend of that game, everyone was just kind of like thrown off, because
Mhm.
we didn't come out and play well like we thought we would
Yeah.
that game. So, and then Mikey went out, and we really, we didn't see, or at least for a little bit, didn't see as bright a future as we thought we were going to.
Yeah.
And then, but as I hope a lot of people know, Mason stepped up. Mason just
He's a dog.
he's a dog. He you talk about games like the Benson game. I don't even know what his stats were, but I mean he was carrying us through that game. I mean offensively, because if their defense covered our receivers, he's running and running through three people to get a first down.
Yeah.
Defensively, he's making stops, hitting people in the gap. He's playing hard everywhere, and so him being able to step into the role and fill Mikey's spot the way he did, not even just as a quarterback, but like as a leader,
Mm-hmm.
it was just huge. And I mean, I don't think we come even close to where we got to without him. So, and as a receiver, obviously having a linebacker come in at quarterback, it's a little different. He doesn't love to pass the ball, but I mean he's good at it. So I just kept doing my job, doing whatever I could do, get open, make it easy for him. And I mean, yeah, we found success, and I think it was tough for everyone, but I don't think I would change the way it went.
Definitely. So like you mentioned, Mason came in, he's a linebacker, and I check on stats, I look at that, weekly. So it's like I noticed that you guys didn't necessarily pass the ball a whole lot, but however, you yourself still managed to, end up, I believe, with what was it 500 plus receiving yards, and then five um touchdown receptions. I know you put in a lot of work with Mikey over the summer, just even probably since the end of last season. I feel like I've seen you guys just grinding.
Yep.
Did you and Mason kind of maybe say like, all right, like let's get out, run a couple routes, maybe try to link up, see if we could build that chemistry? What were you guys doing?
Yeah, I think it was like even the weekend that Mikey got injured, that Sunday, I texted Mason and a couple of the other receivers on the team, and I was like, okay, look, like as tough as it is, Mikey's not coming back, like, and I just asked Mason if he wanted to get out, run some routes, because I mean, even Mason was not really used to playing quarterback, so he had to kind of, I mean, not used to playing quarterback so much. He'd done a little bit kind of preseason. So yeah, it was. I mean, I think I even texted my dad, or I was talking to my dad, and I was like, I mean, I don't think he saw me probably that whole week, just because it was like after school we were getting extra passes pretty much wherever we could, going to the gym together in the morning, even just to spend time together and stuff, just to kind of, I mean, just to build the chemistry, because like you said, me and Mikey have been working on it so much, and it takes a lot,
Yeah.
because obviously as a quarterback, you got to trust your receivers, and so I just had to make sure that he knows he could trust me, So I think, yeah, from the jump, we were working together really hard, and that's one of the reasons we were able to have so much success, I think.
Yeah. Definitely. You want to maybe touch on, just yourself, just your season personally, maybe reflect on that.
Yeah, I think it didn't, it didn't start out the way I wanted it to.
Hmm.
Trying to remember, I can't even remember, like, tell you who our first 4 or 5 games were. I don't even remember exactly who.
Yeah.
I know it was after one game. I kind of like was looking back on my stats through the first few games because I think I had like 50, 60 yards in the first game, and then I didn't do anything the second game, and then the third game I came out with like 60-ish yards,
Hmm.
and then I think it was Omaha Northwest. I had a decent game, didn't have really a lot of yards,
Yeah.
but I kind of like realized I was like, okay, like this is not the season I wanted, and I realized I kind of have to step it up, and so I think I had been kind of caught going through the motions. I mean, even just at practice and stuff,
Hmm.
and I was like, okay, no, like I need to change my season right now. I need to lock in, and
Yeah.
so I did, and I think I was it wasn't even like a huge change. Like I became just like so locked in at practice and wasn't having any fun. And everything became about the grind. But I just like started being so much more intentional with what I did. And it was
Hmm.
like when I got a rep, I made that rep my 100%. Um, and it was more. And I mean, I still had fun, messed around a little bit at practice,
Yeah.
of course. But I think like the Gretna game on, I had much more of the season I wanted to. Because I kind of sat down with myself and realized that I have to step it up. That it wasn't really just gonna like fall into my hands, even with all the work I've put in, but that it had to be every single rep. I'm giving everything I had, and I think I did that a lot more towards the end of the season.
Yeah. I guess, you mentioned, that there's a point in the season where like uh that your mentality kind of shifted and you started dialing in. So like what was it? Was it like, I know you mentioned like it was a game or you kind of saw that you weren't having the season, but was it like how do I want to ask this? Like did you I guess what sparked that, was it like maybe recruiting, maybe the fact that you weren't like getting the stats that you necessarily wanted, or maybe you knew that you had to step up in order to achieve team success?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it was kind of I think it might have been after the Bryan game,
Mm-hmm.
and where we won that game, but we didn't really win it the way I wanted to. Like we felt like we should have come out and dominated in a way.
Yeah.
But we didn't. We struggled, and I felt like when we had watched film and gone through practice, I had a lot of opportunities, and they were there. I
Mm-hmm.
just didn't really make the most of them. I kind of, like I said, I expected it to just kind of fall into my hands.
Yeah.
And I mean, none of us were really satisfied with that game, and we had kind of at that point didn't really have a ton of like the way I was viewing it, like I wasn't stepping up and leading the way I felt like a senior should.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it was just like, because it wasn't even, and I think I was like putting together film and I was just like watching, the
Mm-hmm.
plays I should have been able to make. And, you know, in my head, I was like, I knew that I could do so much better.
Yeah.
And not like in like a cocky way, even. I was just like, I have so many opportunities. And I think if I had played like, so then, I think the way I played in the Papio South game, that was probably one of the first games where I really locked in. Like
Yeah.
I was so locked in that game. And I think if I had played like my whole season with just like because I went through practice so hard that week, and if I had done that my whole season, I think I would have. I mean, I think even my recruiting would look much different right now, just because I didn't take full advantage of the opportunities the way that college coaches and recruiters are looking for.
Yeah.
Um, I think I just I think it was kind of the team, and the way that we didn't perform on the way I wanted to, and it was also just some myself of me not reaching the goals I had set. So
Yeah. Yeah. So then, with that being said, looking back, where do you see like the biggest improvements in your game? Like, where can you say, despite everything that happened, I know for sure I grew in, X, Y, and Z.
um, I think it's not. I think I'd probably say on the defensive side of the ball, which isn't. I'm not planning on playing defense in college. I don't
Hmm.
know if I'm good enough to play defense in college, but before the season, I wasn't really like a great defensive player, and we ran a lot of zone. And then later on in the year, we had some injuries. We played different teams, and I got put in man-to-man situations. And I think the way I was able to like lock in and handle the man-to-man situations, I think I did a really good job.
Yeah.
Which I mean, yeah, I'd probably go with that, and then also just like plays where I didn't get the ball on offense.
Hmm.
Um, Even like running my routes hard, even if I knew it was like a run, and I'm just running kind of like an RPO on the other side, knowing I'm not going to get the ball. Um, just not taking a play off. I think I'd probably say.
Yeah. So then, kind of using that as a little transition here into recruiting.
Mhm.
How is recruiting? What are you hearing back from coaches? If you were talking to a coach, what would you say? What would be like your best pitch? What to them? Like if they're asking you why do I need you on my team, Mark? What would be your answer to
Let me think for a second.
that?
I think it'd probably be because I think the way I improved from beginning of season to end of season, just with like me making a change to myself and focusing,
Mhm.
and the way I was able to control my season towards the end and play my best ball by the end of the season. I think being able to bring that in as a start for my college career, I think I really do have I have what it takes to compete at the next level. And um, right now, it's a little quiet right now. I'm telling myself it's because a lot of colleges are still in season.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I'm sure that's the case in some situations, but even as a college coach, like looking at my full season, I know I didn't have the best season. Um, and I might not get the looks I wanted because of it, but I don't think it's like all my opportunities are closed.
Yeah.
Um, I've been looking at, there's a lot of NAIA coaches reaching out to me and tossed around the idea of going JUCO, and just trying to make it that way. Because yeah, I don't think just because I had a couple struggles, I don't think that really defined who I am or what I can be.
Yeah.
But I'm staying optimistic about it. I know there's plenty of opportunities that can open up. With some recruits going the way coaches didn't think, they have spots open up, and there's an opportunity for me to step in, and I'm just gonna make the most of whatever opportunity I get. So
Yeah, definitely. And I think like one thing is like I believe if coaches were to, like you mentioned, maybe to have the season that you had, up to your expectations. But I mean, when you look at the full body of work, yourself, all the dating back to last year when you started, picking up a little bit, and then the off season when that grind, summer grind. I've seen you at camps, all that kind of stuff, and then like you mentioned, the day after or the weekend of Mikey's injury, you're in there with the new QB1 trying to get reps in. So I think that's all something that you can I don't want to say hang your hat on, but it's like definitely looks good on you because of your commitment to it, and your willingness to give it your all. So
mhm.
yeah, like I said, just because the season didn't necessarily go exactly how you wanted, I think you should be I guess like proud of your
Yeah,
full body of work because you put in a lot of work in the off season where some people may take that time to just not do anything and just hang out. So um
yeah.
so kind of uh going into that, like part of that grind was, playing with NELITE and all those guys. You want to maybe
Yeah.
touch on that and what it was like playing with all those guys?
Yeah, man, that's one of the things, they just recently started kind of promoting their next season. And I was seeing their posts and I realized how much I'm gonna miss it. It's like 7-on-7 definitely has its benefits. And I know it's not real football. A lot of the old heads like to say that. No disrespect to my coach because our DB's coach, he doesn't love 7-on-7.
No.
He's just kind of dumb.
Yeah.
But I agree. I mean, it's unrealistic, because 7-on-7 I played as a linebacker. I'm obviously not gonna play as a linebacker.
Hmm.
But even just being with the team, and getting to travel to these cool places with the team and meeting the coaches along the way, like Coach Evans, I owe so much to that man. Coach Evans, Coach Morton, just the people I was able to meet through that, the networking I was able to do, even working with Coach Dub. I mean, that's a coach at the highest level at my position, and the opportunity that any elite gave me, and just the experience. Um, I don't think I'll I don't think I'll ever forget that as long as I ever play football. It was awesome.
Yeah. So then, kind of just touching on that, how much do you think that, any elite and practicing with all those guys, Malachi, Davon, all those guys, and then not just that, but also the coaching, you mentioned Coach Evans, all those guys out there. How much do you think that played into your development, where you are now as a player?
I think it did so much for me. Working against, I mean, because I run one-on-ones in practice, and I'm going against like Donovan Whitfield,
Yeah.
Wes Okafor, Isaac. That those are top in the state dudes. Those are dudes that are going to be playing D1,
Mm-hmm.
and then flipping it, and I have to guard those guys. That's all you can really ask for is a chance to go against the best. And then and Coach Evans he's a hard love coach. So if you mess up, he's gonna let you know. But at the end of the day, it's just because he knows how good you can be, and he wants the best for you. And I love the way he coaches. And I wish I could have played for him, in high school.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't catch me in the purple and gold, but I wish I could have played for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely shaped who I am as a receiver. Down to my route running. Just because but yeah, I owe a lot to that program, and for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Coach Evans, man, he's great. I'll be like on the sideline of a game, and he'll like be ripping into someone. Turn around and see me. I'll be like, with the biggest smile on his face, like, "What's up, man?" I'm like,
yeah.
he's awesome, man.
Yeah.
But yeah. So then, do you have any like, any moments, any funny moments, or just great memories that you have, whether it be with Bellevue East or any elite, something that made you, I don't know, made your day, I guess, or made you laugh?
I don't know. I can't think of any specific moments off the top of my head. When I played in the elite and we went to Vegas and had our tournament there, that was the first tournament that I think I really got to step up and show who I was, because it was towards the end of the season. People had other things going on, and a lot of people weren't able to come out. So I ended up starting on both sides of the ball for like the entire tournament, just because of the way just because of the way it fell. I was next up, and I think I really, really made the most of that opportunity. But so since I was able to actually get on offense a lot, catch a lot of passes, I had a lot of chances to run with the ball. And I don't know how much film you've watched on me. I'm not exactly a juke around, dance around type of guy, which isn't great for 7-on-7 because that's pretty much all you got to do. But so the refs down there at that tournament started calling me straight line, because every time I got the ball, I just ran a straight line.
Just dip out.
So coaches started calling me that towards the end of the season. That was just kind of my nickname. But yeah, that was fun. It was a great tournament for sure. Great experience.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's fun. Straight line. So then, we touched on season as Bellevue East season, your personal season,
Mhm.
recruiting a little bit, and then the elite. So I guess what is next for Mark Anderson? Like what do you have going on? Do you have like visits, basketball, track?
Yeah, I'm gonna finish up visits, for like game day visits, in a couple weeks. I'll probably do a couple official visits over the off season. Um, and then, I don't do much for other sports. I do powerlifting, to help me get stronger for football. I do track to help me get faster. So it's mainly all focusing on football. But I mean, if the weather's nice enough, I'll be out on the field every day. It's that's my plan. Um, I'm kind of gonna just see where recruiting takes me. You know, whatever whatever I can get, I'm gonna make the most of the opportunity. So and I'm sure once I get it all laid out in front of me, um, I'll definitely be talking to you through it and everything. But
Yeah.
that's we're just gonna kind of ride it out for now. That's my plan.
Yeah. You'll I always say this, you'll end up exactly where you need to be. So
Yeah, absolutely.
um awesome, yeah, it's great to hear. And like I said, you always grinding for football, always
Yep.
thinking football. So that's cool to hear. So then the last question I have, or not really question, but just kind of deal I have is I give players the opportunity to, thank, I guess, coaches, parents, teachers, whatever it may be, teammates, just because, in life we don't necessarily always take those opportunities. So I'd
Mhm.
like to give you guys this chance to do so. If you have
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I definitely have a couple people I've promised that I thank because they got me where I am. I would say Reggie Morton, coach at Papiola Vista. He's the one who finally convinced my parents to let me play tackle football.
any.
You know, he was coaching NELITE, told me I need to get on a tackle field. So I appreciate him for everything he did for me. Coach Evans, like I said, I owe so much to him. Coach Dub too. Coach Tuman, he came in. He came in my last year, and in a way, he turned our program around, set him in the right direction, and I thank him so much for that. Coach Patterson at East, uh, he didn't. Like I said, I was a 7-on-7 player. He's our DB's coach. He didn't love the idea of a 7-on-7 DB on his team, but he coached me up, gave me a chance, and I'm thankful for that. Obviously, my parents, for letting me do everything. Helping me pay for the 7-on-7 tournaments I had to go to and stuff. Um, Coach Waters was one of my receivers coaches. Coach Wheeler, Coach Roberts, all the coaches at East. I mean, I can't name them all. There's so many, but yeah, I'm so appreciative of everyone who's got me here because I wouldn't be able to do anything without them.
Awesome. Yeah, man. Great people, man. Great people for sure. It's always good to have that strong support system in your corner.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I think that is all I have for you today. I don't want to take up too much more of your time.
Yeah.
You guys, you have like an off day, or you skipping
No,
school?
I have late start, so I'll head to school right after this. But
Okay, I was gonna say, I was like, you stay for that new Call of Duty, man. Did you
no,
class?
okay.
All right, man. Well, sweet. Yeah, thank you again for coming on. I appreciate your time. It was awesome. Great talking to you, and
Yeah.
I wish you the best in your recruitment, and hopefully get you guys on here, maybe with like Mason and Mikey and all those guys on here. So
Yeah, absolutely.
awesome, man. Well, appreciate it. Have a good one,
Yeah,
man.
appreciate you having me for sure.
I seen liars that testified on their oath, I hear rappers not living out what they wrote, my peers ought to be studying, taking notes. How you hate me to the core when I keep your ass afloat. I put pressure on their pencils. They look at my life and draw the stencil. One move I can rearrange your mental. I am so unstable. Look what I got into.